Two. Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic now 1-4 while playing together for the Mavs. Shannon, so much discussion over this. Boil it down. Why is this partnership not working?
Their defense isn't good. Skip, they're second worst in defensive rebounding, 27th in blocks, 25th in steals, second worst in fast break points. Dallas is 23rd in defensive rating. Skip, yeah, you can score, but you're allowing teams, they have up 106 points through three quarters. Skip, 106 through three quarters, you're gonna find yourself in a deficit in a large part of these ball games. They gave up 62 points to the Lakers in the paint on Sunday, 66 to the Spurs the previous Thursday. For context, the Grizzlies lead the league with 59 points in the point per game, 59 points in the paint per game.
Got it.
They gave up 62 to the Lakers, gave up 66 to the Spurs. Was Tim Duncan playing? Was David Robinson playing for the Spurs, Skip? That's their problem. Yes, they're going to be able to score. But the problem is when you score points and all of a sudden you have lull, and everybody goes through it, you're going to have a lull where you go a couple of minutes, 2, 3, 4 minutes without scoring. Guess what the other team does? Go on a 20-3 run, and then all of a sudden you have a 10, 15-point lead. Now you find yourself down. Skip, they're going to be able to score. They got two of the most dynamic offensive players in all of basketball. But neither one of those guys are going to play any defense. Jerome Powell, I think that's the name. Jerome Powell is not a defensive guy. So when you look at that,
Dwight Powell.
Dwight Powell, excuse me.
Yep.
Skip, Luka, Reggie Bullock, and he's okay. Holiday, they're not Skip. They're a small team.
Yeah, Hardaway will try hard.
Try hard, but he wants to score. He wants to shoot points.
Got it.
No, Skip, that's their problem, is on the defensive end. And so until they correct that, most teams in the NBA can score. But when it comes down to it, Skip, you got to get stops. You're going to have to get stops at crucial points of the game, and they can't get those.
Okay. So when we think about the great NBA teams of the past, the Showtime Lakers, that was Magic's team, right? If we think of Larry Bird's Celtics, it was Larry Bird's team, and there was no questions asked about that, correct?
Right. Yeah.
If we think of my Spurs and their dynastic ways, it was just Tim Duncan's team. He was the leader. He didn't say a lot, but they followed his lead.
Correct.
I hear all the problems, all those problems you just detailed so well. They were all there before Kyrie got there, right? He just didn't help. He's not going to fix those problems.
Right.
They had basically those same problems a year ago.
Yes.
But they had a better fit because they had Jalen Brunson as the sidekick as opposed to the co-star.
Right.
And I think they made a mistake not paying him like a star because the Knicks look like they've won 6 straight games. He is a star for the Knicks. And yet he's the odd star. He's the rare star who doesn't have a star's ego. And he fit with Luka because he didn't threaten Luka at all. If Luka wanted to shoot in the fourth quarter, Jalen's like, fine, just tell me what you need from me and I will do it. If you need me to score, if you need me to go ISO ball over here and get a bucket for you, I can do that.
Right.
If you're worn out, if you're gassed, if you just need a break, if you need to watch a possession, I'll take the basketball and I will score the basketball for you. It fit better because Jalen Brunson has guts and heart, and he will scratch and claw for you. You know, he'll fight you. Yeah, right.
I mean, he can get in the paint. He can finish. He ain't Kyrie now, but he can get in the paint. Skip.
But he fit better as the sidekick because he was clearly totally content to be that.
Yeah.
At first, I guessed that this wouldn't work because I thought Kyrie, if you just look at Kyrie's history, he's just going to blow it up because everywhere he's been, it didn't work. You've made the point as a solo star in Cleveland those first, 3 or 4 years. He just wasn't very good because he can't do that by himself because he's 6'2" and he just can't take games over alone, right? He winds up with LeBron, and I think he looks back on, he thought the grass would be greener in Boston. It's not greener because you're playing with LeBron bleeping James. And LeBron loved you, and LeBron rewarded you with the basketball. LeBron blessed Kyrie and said, okay, you do this. And Kyrie hit a big shot that won Game 7 of the finals they came back to win after being down 3-1.
Okay.
And then Kyrie goes to Boston, and he blew it all to hell, right? It did not work. And then he goes to Brooklyn, and it was one thing off the court after another, the vaccination on down to the controversial post. We had one thing after another because it's just the way he is. He's just going to involve himself in controversy. He has been a model citizen in Dallas so far. Why? Because there's nothing to bitch and moan about, because he walked in the door and Jason Kidd handed him the keys to the city.
Right.
You do this. This is now your team. You are Mr. Fourth Quarter. You are our closer. And I'm going to give you the number again. In the fourth quarters that he and Luka have played together, including one overtime, Kyrie has taken 41 shots to Luka's 13 shots. I cannot imagine that Luka is a happy camper right now. He's got to go home and talk about bitching and moaning. He's got to be saying, what is going on? And it looked like his body language last night when Kyrie took 8 shots in the fourth to his 3. It's a little pouty, like, well, they want you. They brought you here to close these games. You close it.
Right.
You do it. And remember the back and forth that they had at the end of the other game? It's like, well, here, you do it. Yeah, you do it. No, you do it. No, you do it. No, you do it. And finally, Kyrie says, okay, I'll bounce it into the post of Dwight Powell or somebody, right, or Kleba.
Of all the things he could have done, that was the wrong. That was the thing not to do.
Because Luka's just saying, no, you came here to do this. You do it. You shoot it. Okay? They are co-stars. And the problem is, do they not do the same thing? They don't look the same. They're not built the same. They're not put together the same way. But they're effectively, they do the same thing.
Okay.
And it's a clash because Kyrie is much more decorated than Luka. Luka has proven next to nothing on the biggest stages in the sport in the postseason, right?
Right.
Okay? He is not decorated. Kyrie's got a ring. You got to give Kyrie that. He did that,
He did.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he walked in the door and psychologically saying, hey, it's your team. But he knows in his head, I'm better than he is. I'm clutchier than he is. I'm more battle-tested than Luka is. So Jason Kidd agrees. Jason Kidd has said, Kyrie, I need you to do this. The last play last night was shockingly to me called for Kyrie Irving.
Well, the next one's going to be called for Luka.
Okay, what's that?
The next play, in the game play, going to be called for Luka.
I know, but he hasn't been calling any plays for Luka over the 5 that they've played together. It's clear to me that he's almost trying to punish Luka, or at least teach him a lesson. I want you to see how Kyrie does it, because Kyrie knows how to close these games. Well, Kyrie last night was 0 for 3 from 3 and winds up taking another 3 to win the game.
Yeah.
While Luka goes and stands in the corner after he'd scored 39 points in the game.
Yeah, but
it's
Skip,
wrong.
Yeah, but think about it, Skip. If you give up 70 points at the half, how many games do you think you're going to win?
I agree, except, you know what? The Clippers have flipped their script. I think they decided we were known for defense, and where did it get us? It got us a 3-1 lead, and we blew it in the bubble, right, to Denver.
And they haven't played defense since Russ got there.
They haven't played any defense, and yet it seems like that they've decided the way you win in this league is with your offense. Well, listen, Golden State won those championships as the best defensive team in basketball.
And they were a top 5 defensive rated team last year.
Thank you. And Milwaukee won its championship against the Suns, obviously, with its defense.
Yes.
Because you want to talk about playing. Those guys play hard-nosed.
And when you got those big guys, you got Lopez, you got Giannis, you got Portis, and you got Holiday hounding the ball continuously.
Whew. I don't know. I don't think defense is dead. I don't think it's a thing of the past.
Because you're going to have to get stops down the stretch.
Somehow. But even the Clippers are saying, we'll outscore you.
Okay.
Well, no, you won't.
Okay. And you mess around and get the run. just like you caught Sacramento, a team that's just as hot as you shooting the ball.
Okay, and it's 176 to 175.
Yes.
Okay.
And you get 2 guys going for 40 plus.
And you lost.
And one of them came off the bench.
That's correct. And Malik Monk.
Yeah.
You wish you still had it.
I do wish I still had Monk. We definitely have a better record. We have Malik Monk.
Dallas sitting at 7th. Going to be interesting to see where they finish the season, gentlemen. All right, let's get back to this NFL Combine. And Bryce Young, a lot of eyes on this young man. Does he have more to worry about than just his height, though?
No.
Let's debate on the other side of this break.